Good morning, everybody. This is Lindy. Just chit chatting today. Hoping everybody's doing okay. Thank you for watching. I just checking in with everybody. I'm doing my taxes. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to do my taxes. Um, Not happy with these taxes, I'll tell you, but who is? And just surviving. We have hit 5.99 for gas prices, and I just put a certain amount in every 2 weeks, and I can only drive that amount. That's what I do. I just do that. But I also wanted to talk about, everybody talks about knock on the door. Gee, I'm so used to knock on the door. Um, when I first, in 2011, I had a little Mazda minivan, and for financial reasons, I lost my mobile home through the state. It's a long story. I think I talked a little bit about it. Um, so I had decided I was going to just sleep and eat in my van till I could save up enough money to get an apartment. And I got a job at, I think I can say it, at KFC. And the manager hired me on the day I was getting ready to move into my van and move to the city. I wasn't going to, he hadn't offered me a job. And um, long story short, I was at the library dropping off my last books, and he drove into the library. And he jumped out of his car and goes, "I've been looking everywhere for you." And I said, "Well, you have my phone number." Because, "Well, I haven't been able to reach you. I wanted to tell you I want to hire you. Can you start tomorrow?" And I was 65. I said, "Yes, of course, but this is my problem." And I explained it to him. I said, "I'm going to be sleeping and eating and living in my van for a while until I can save enough money to get an apartment." And he said, "You can stay on our lot," because they own private property. And I said, "Okay, all right." So I didn't have all this fancy stuff. I took out all the back seats. I had just a little mattress, foam mattress. Um, I had a couple of bags of clothes, a rod, a little bucket, and that was it. No stove, no fan, nothing, nothing, absolutely nothing. Um, and I moved into their lot. I got it in handwriting, written by the manager, that I had approval to be on their lot. It was private property. They owned the property. Shouldn't have been a problem. It was a problem. Once a month, every month for 2 solid years. I got a 2 a.m. knock on the door. Well, and it was always someone different, it seemed, um, every month. And this went on for the solid 2 years. I was in that van for 2 years. And finally, at the end, and they knew. Everybody knew. I mean, you have all my information. You already know about me. You know I have a letter that states I'm on private property. I have permission from the owners of the property to be there. Why are you knocking on my door? Let's see your ID, blah, blah, blah. And I just started hassling them. I go, "I don't understand. Do I need to go down and talk to uh, the police department head, of chief of police? What do I need to do to stop this? Do you guys not talk? Do you not know I'm not here? I mean, why do you do this every month?" Never got a response, never got anything. I mean, I finally moved into an apartment, but that knock on the door, and they always made it 2 a.m. I don't think they had anything to do at 2 a.m. I think their shift change was 4, but knock on the door, 2 solid years. It was just craziness on private property. It just made no sense. But so that was 2013 is when I got my apartment. So and I liked being in that van, which was kind of interesting. This was before I knew about van life. I told my son it didn't bother me to be in that van. I had my phone. I played my games. I worked so many hours. I worked 8 to 10, 12-hour shifts, sometimes 7 days a week, because we were short-handed. And I was right there on the lot, so I opened many times. I closed. It was long days, and I really worked all the time. So there wasn't much time for anything else, you know. I do my wash every week. I had a friend in the mobile home park. I'd go there once a week, take my shower, you know. Um, it was just the way it was. I mean, it's just the way it was. And I liked it. And I talked about it for a long time and said, you know, I wish there was some way. And then, you know, years later, I see this van life dwellers, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, I did like it then. And I had nothing whatsoever. You know, now I have solar and toilet and a refrigerator and, you know, everything. But I was quite fine with just what I had. Honestly, I was. Um, I dealt with the weather, you know, when it came. But mainly I was inside during the heat of the day working, so it really didn't affect me. And, you know, I mean, there were days, I'm sure, that did, but I didn't mind at all. So I did want to talk about that first time because I did do it for 2 years before this with nothing. And you can do it. You don't have to, you know, buy all this stuff. You know, I had like these soft totes, not totes, but backpacks and wine carriers, and I just had clothes in them, and no pots and pans. Everything was in storage. My furniture and stuff was in storage. Did not cook. I didn't have a stove. I just ate out. I mean, I was at KFC, so I got as much free food as I wanted, and that's 2 years what I ate was KFC. Once in a while, I'd go to the grocery store and get a sandwich. And across the street, you know, half a block was a 24-hour gas station. I used their restroom all the time. I did have a bucket for emergencies, but they, you know, they all knew me and they didn't mind. 24 hours a day, I could go over there anytime I wanted. So, just to, you know, simple, you know, I started this about talking about knocking on the door. But for all you people who are saving up to do this or saving up to do that, you can start with nothing and figure it out, you know, and just sleep on the floor, take out your seats, put stuff in storage till you figure out what you're doing. And like I said, I was saving for an apartment, so storage was my only bill. That was my only bill because my car was paid for. It was a junker, it beat up. It had been in several wrecks, but it just ran like a top. I wished I'd never gotten rid of it. Paid $800 for it. Had 150,000 miles. It was the best little car you ever saw. And when I traded it in, it still ran like a top. Still passed inspection, and it was a 1989. It was crazy. I never should have got rid of it. Love that little van. So just a short, you know, talk about experiences. It's just to let you know that not everything has to be complicated. It can be, when you're desperate, you just do whatever you have to do. So I hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again. I'll see you next time. Camel.